I don't know how bright I look, and I don't care. My food is getting cold, and I want to hurry up and start this. So we're just gonna go ahead and do that. Shall we? We shall. This is so cold now. So cold. Darn it. What am I supposed to do with a cold taco? I did what I had to do. Everyday patches the meta. Oh God, you should match it, it's that KO. No, I light it still up. Hello and welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Briana. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet me. So today, I actually decided to start this new segment called Let's Talk About It. You get it? Basically, I was like laying down and I was just like thinking about tacos, and then I was just thinking about like my PCOS, and I was like, oh my gosh, I should do a video on like PCOS, but then I was like, I also want to eat tacos. And then I came up with Let's Talk About It. And it was level 10 genius. So I decided to go along with it. Now I wanted to really make this like a kind of segment where we would talk about things that no one really addresses, or does address, but you know, maybe not enough. Or just stuff that everybody addresses, whatever. It's just a talking segment, and I was really excited to start it off with this topic because it's one that I've seen a lot of women have recently, because I have it and I talk about it, and then people are like, oh my gosh, I have it too, oh my gosh, I have it too. And I just thought this would be a great time to kind of discuss it, and so more people can learn about it and understand it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and eat these tacos and go ahead and list these facts. And let's, you know, just get right into it. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. Subscribe to my channel. Hit the little bell button so you can be notified whenever I upload a video. Blah, 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 blah. And yeah. Now we can get started. First of all, I'm going to start off with the facts about PCOS. PCOS is polycystic ovarian syndrome, or polycystic ovary syndrome. Whichever one's the doctor says, they say both, so you know. So PCOS affects 1 in 10 women, I believe, if I do my research correctly. So that means it's very common. It's also the leading cause of infertility. The condition, I was about to call it a disease. The condition is treatable, but not curable. Oh wait, I want to try this one. Oh my god, this is bomb. The shrimp taco is the winner. PCOS affects your hormones mainly because it is a hormonal disorder, and your ovaries, and basically overall your body. It can lead to type 2 diabetes, infertility also. It can also affect your overall health, like your heart health, your liver health, and even your mental health, by causing anxiety and depression mainly. So obviously your ovaries are the biggest victim, or could be the biggest victim for some people. Some people often have cysts on their ovaries. Me personally, I am not one of those people. Another way that you'll know that you have PCOS is by an elevated level of testosterone, which is what I have. So the elevated level of testosterone can cause acne, unwanted facial hair, male pattern balding, or hair loss, and a whole another spectrum, like oily skin, everything. Basically your whole body is affected by this, but you won't die from it. That's the thing. PCOS can also cause unexplained weight gain and an inability to lose weight, which is beyond frustrating. I experienced this, and so do many other sisters. I saw that on a blog, so I just wanted to use it. Ooh, So with PCOS, it's basically a hormonal imbalance. With the imbalance of these hormones, it can lead to irregular cycles as well. It can create the problems in the ovaries, which can bring along the cysts, polycystic ovarian syndrome. The ovaries make the egg that's released every monthly cycle. If it's released, then you will have a period. If this is happening regularly, but with the imbalance of the hormones, it messes that up, which can bring along the irregular period, which is the biggest indicator of PCOS. With PCOS, the egg may not develop as it should, or it may not be released during ovulation. When it's not being released during ovulation, it can cause basically a backup in your uterine lining. This is what is happening when you're missing your period. So basically, there's the lining of your uterus and the eggs that are continuously dying, which is what a menstrual cycle is, just letting go of the dead eggs basically. It backs up into your uterus and just kind of fills everything up, which can lead to endometrial cancer. I believe that is the term, endometrial cancer. So we want to push all of that out of the uterus, make sure it comes out every month, which is why you should take like birth control to help, or different kinds of hormones. Like one is medroxyprogesterone. You could take that to push out the eggs in your uterus. But that's also like when you see, this is gonna sound so graphic, TMI, I'm so sorry, but the brown stuff that comes out, that's the old stuff coming out. And when you're spotting and things like that, that's what's happening. So now let's talk about the symptoms of PCOS. So symptoms include missed or irregular periods. This is one of the biggest indicators of PCOS. The next symptom is acne. Hormonal acne, cystic acne, mainly focusing on your chin, your cheeks, and maybe your T-zone. Oily skin is a symptom of PCOS because this may be because your testosterone levels are too high and your estrogen levels aren't high enough or too low. Another symptom, after the oily skin, another symptom is the cystic ovaries. Basically, they're little benign cysts just all on your ovaries. The next symptom is unwanted facial hair or excessive hair growth. The nasty kind, not the hair that grows on top of your head, excessive hair growth, because we would all love that, but no, it's the nasty kind, like on your upper lip or on your chin, and maybe you may even get a unibrow. I'm not sure. I got one, so it wasn't terrible, but I got one. So me personally, I have experience with the mustache. Whenever I wax it, it's like, this is a mustache. It's not peach fuzz anymore, darling. It's a lot going on, so yeah. Then the next symptom is the hormonal imbalance. Me personally, I have too much testosterone, not enough estrogen. And that's really as simple as it can get. Next is hair loss, and last but not least, weight gain or obesity. So everybody has a different set of symptoms. I just have the high testosterone, the acne, the oily skin, which comes with the high testosterone. I'm losing hair in these areas up here, and I have excessive, well, not excessive weight gain, but I do have weight gain, and it's not easy to lose the weight, which is also another symptom of PCOS. It's not easy to lose the weight that you've put on, which sucks so much. and also the irregular periods. So I basically have the whole list, minus the cystic ovaries. Oh yeah. Ooh, baby. Ooh. It's cold. Oh yeah. Look at my teeth. Girl, your teeth are shining. Yes. Book me as a teeth model. Okay, that's enough of that. Let's continue, shall we? So next, getting into the treatments for PCOS, because there is no cure, unfortunately. They kind of range for what you have. I didn't do enough research on the treatments, so I will speak from personal experience and the most common that I've heard about and read about online. So the first one is spironolactone. This is mainly used when you have high testosterone. It is a medication that is used to lower your levels of testosterone, and that can help you with your acne, your facial hair, and excessive hair growth anywhere else. Basically the oily skin and everything that deals with high testosterone. So yeah, that's that. Next is the metformin, which is used to prevent diabetes. I'm pretty sure I mentioned this already in the beginning, but if your PCOS is left untreated, it can lead to type 2 diabetes, because with PCOS, women are more susceptible to insulin resistance, which leads to type 2 diabetes. That's why it's super important with PCOS to really kind of try to live a healthy lifestyle. Just try your hardest. I'm struggling personally. I really wish I had like a PCOS workout buddy and a PCOS like dinner buddy, everything. Like I just wish there was like a whole PCOS cookbook, but I can't find one just yet. But if I do, I will let you guys know. Another treatment for PCOS is birth control, and that is for your menstrual cycle irregularities. Helps you become regular on your cycle, not just to prevent pregnancy, but that's a plus. Last but not least, the biggest treatment for polycystic ovarian syndrome is your diet and lifestyle choices. I am a hypocrite when it comes to this treatment, because I have spironolactone, I've taken the birth control, now I'm taking medroxyprogesterone, which is a hormone, just a progesterone hormone, and those are to make me regular and also treat my acne, but my acne is coming back because I'm off of the birth control now, which kind of bums me out because I really wish I could just take it back. But anyways, moving on. So those are the medications that I use. However, the biggest medication, diet and exercise, lifestyle changes, I haven't really committed to them. As you can see, I'm eating tacos, so I'm gonna try to work on that this year. That is one of my resolutions, to work on my diet and lifestyle changes, because I do want to make my PCOS easier to deal with. And it's not like a constant everyday pain. Like, it's not the type of syndrome that constantly irritates you. It irritates you every month because, you know, you're supposed to get your period and then you don't, and you may have some pelvic pains and all that jazz, but and the acne and the facial hair and not being able to lose weight. Okay, it's a pain. It's a pain. But diet and exercise are your biggest bets to help you out. Me personally, I'm like on the verge of becoming pre-diabetic, and it is terrifying, especially when I know that I can prevent it by doing simple things. And that's the other thing with PCOS. The insulin resistance is so quick to come upon you that you don't really see it coming, which is why people kind of make a big deal, if even a deal at all, about PCOS. The cystic acne, the excessive hair growth, the inability to lose the weight that you've put on it's kind of stressful. The stress that comes along with it all can even make it worse because you're already missing your period and stress is not going to bring it back. You're not able to lose weight, and stressing about not being able to lose weight can make you not lose weight even more. It's just like a domino effect, basically. A lot of women that I follow on Instagram are mainly focused on PCOS, and they say things, different diets like the keto diet, the paleo diet, Whole30 diet, those three can help with PCOS the most. Me personally, I don't like dieting, so I probably will try none of those, but you'll do great things if you lower your carbs, basically. And it's all the bad carbs like the bread, the potatoes, the rice, the pasta, the sweets. Just cut them down. Also, working out is a huge thing because you have to exercise, okay? It's like super important. I'm saying it like this because I don't do it, and I should. I will. Oh, am I ashy? No! Oh, shoot. Okay, all right, moving forward. Okay, we got 2 questions, so I'm gonna answer those. So the first question is, what causes PCOS? Well, no one knows. That's really all I can say. Nobody really knows where PCOS stems from. A lot of scientific research has shown that it is genetic, and it really doesn't show up until you hit those years of puberty and beyond. Some people believe it forms over time. If you know that someone in your family has had these symptoms that I named earlier in the video, then just get checked by a doctor to see if you do have PCOS, and basically those lists of symptoms is really what diagnoses you. There isn't really like a blood test that says yes PCOS, no PCOS. There's not like a scan or anything. You just have the symptoms and they line them up and they tell you if you have it or if you don't. And the next question is, how did you know that you had it? What were the signs? I wasn't even checking for it, to be honest. Basically, it started off with me having irregular periods for about 2 years. I was like 13 when I first got it, and they started going irregular around 16. And I remember going to doctor after doctor after doctor, like, my period is irregular, it skipped like 2 months. They say, oh my gosh, are you pregnant? No, I'm not sexually active. Okay, we'll take the pregnancy test anyway, just to be sure. I'm not lying to you, I'm not sexually active. So there came a time where it just got extreme. My periods were very heavy, my cramps were so severe, and then one day I didn't get it. And I didn't have my period for 5 months. So it was really like, okay, what's going on with my body? And so we went to the OB, and I told her about how my period is irregular, and she saw my face and was like, are you having trouble with your acne as well? And I was like, well, yes, because I don't really have acne prone skin. Like when I was younger, even when I was going through like fresh puberty, like 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, I was not having issues with acne at all until I hit 18. That's when my acne just got so bad out of nowhere. And I noticed, like, I first started getting the chin pimples when I turned 18, and then after that they just got worse and kept coming and kept coming and kept coming. And so I told her about the stories with my acne and how my skin's been really oily, and she said, okay, we'll take a blood test and see what's going on. Now, this is the first time I ever taken a blood test for a missed period, so I'm like, okay, this is weird. So then a couple days later she calls me and she's like, well, your testosterone is very high, which is why you're missing your period, you're having these breakouts and all this other stuff. And it's a condition called polycystic ovary syndrome. And yeah, So mainly my signs were the irregular period and the acne and facial hair. And it was crazy because I didn't even notice that I had these symptoms. So it was pretty bad. I'm not even done my taco. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh. If you are experiencing any of those symptoms, go ahead and go to the gynecologist or the endocrinologist and get checked for it so that you can know sooner rather than later. If you are a person with PCOS or you're freshly diagnosed, just know that it's not this super scary, detrimental thing. Like, it's not a huge deal, but it's still something that you really have to look over and manage. And it's not something that should just be swept under the rug, because it's not that kind of syndrome or condition. There are a lot of women out there that know how to handle it and some that don't. I'm in the halfway house between those, because it's like I know what I'm dealing with, but I'm not dealing with it correctly. So if you're like me, we're in this together. So Lee from America is one woman that I know with PCOS. Well, not that I know personally, but I follow her on Instagram. Her name is Lee from America. And then another person who I love and adore, she's my favorite person on YouTube, on Instagram. Like, she is like my PCOS queen, which is so weird to say, but she's my PCOS idol. Like, I just wish to be like her in this healing process. And her name is Sarah's Day. I love her so much, okay? And she's like this holistic princess, and she recently, like, not recently, but she's currently pregnant. And it's like, when she found out she was pregnant, I thought I was pregnant. I was just, that's how happy I was for her, because she was told that she would never be able to have a child. She had cervical dysplasia, and like her cervix was basically like attacked by these cancerous cells, and it was like this long journey, and she healed herself holistically. So you can heal your PCOS, but you can't cure it, unfortunately, but you can make it as if it was never there. And she has, and she was missing her period for a year, and she finally got it back. Now she's having a baby. Like, she's on top of everything. So I will link their information down below. I will also link some more informational websites down below, just so you can research more if I didn't cover the questions that you wanted to hear or ask. And yeah, that's really all I have to say. Man, these tacos will sit in here for 45 minutes. I mean, not literally, but they've been here for a while. But tacos are done. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you for supporting me. And thank you for supporting this subject, because you watching this video shows that you care and you want to learn, which will make the world a better and easier place to live in. Slightly, not that much though. But sorry for rambling on. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button down below. And also hit the bell button so you can be notified every time I upload a video. Hopefully you guys liked this video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs up. Thank you guys so much for watching, and there's not much else to say. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye. That was probably ugly. Oh.